What's happening, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today I'm bringing you a Chelsea 1920 player ratings for the season that has just gone. And before we get into the video, I just want to say a massive thank you for the continued support and all of the videos that I've uploaded. And if you guys haven't watched one of the videos, make sure you go and watch it and support me. I would really appreciate that. I'll tell you what, we're only 8 days away from the new season and the time this video is going live, and I can't wait to see the new players play for Chelsea. I'm buzzing, and it'll be a good season, let's hope so. But for last season and how the players that played for Chelsea did in my case, so I'm going to be rating the players from 0 to 10, and the players I have to have played a game in the Premier League from last season. So up first we have the goalkeepers, and there's two goalkeepers we're going to be talking about. One being Willy Caballero, but let's start with Kepa Arrizabalaga. Honestly, first season with Sarri, rubbish. And I thought second season, give him a chance. You never know, he might prove himself. Was I correct? No, I wasn't. So wrong. Kepa is useless. No point having him. There's better goalies out there. Get rid of him. But I'll rate him a solid 3 out of 10. Shocking. Never comes to crosses. Always looks out of position. When someone's running in one-on-one, you give Kepa hardly any of a chance, because you just know that he won't save it. And that's just what you don't want as being your goalkeeper. So Kepa, get him out of the club. Not good enough in my opinion. There's better goalies out there. But last season, Kepa, 3 out of 10. But I will say he did make a few good saves. Most notably the one from Ben Foster at Vicarage Road, when he saved it down to his left in the last second. So next up, obviously, the second goalkeeper, Willy Caballero. And let's be real, this guy who played the amount of games he did play is because Kepa's poor form. But Caballero, average, didn't really do much wrong. Didn't do much to impress. But then he is 39. He's coming to the end of his career, and he shouldn't be playing. Let's be real. He should be playing a few games here and there, but he shouldn't have been our starting keeper for 8 games running, because of Kepa's bad form. But Caballero, solid here and there. Yeah, he's a bit more commanding. You feel a bit more confident with him in goal, but you should feel better with Kepa in goal. But nah. Caballero gets a 6 out of 10. Did nothing wrong really, but yeah, just not what we want. Bit too old. Okay, so we've done the goalkeepers. Now for the centre-backs. And the first player we're going to look at is Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger's a funny one because he was really good for a couple seasons. And then suddenly he's just his form's just gone out the window. He looks like lack of confidence. And I thought at the start of the season, he's going to be the one who's going to be the leader. He's going to be a vital part in the centre-back position and going to play in every game. But it just weren't to be. And he's just, yeah, like I said, his confidence isn't there. The only thing about Rudiger that's been good this season, really, is the fact that he's got Timo Werner and Kai Havertz pretty much over the line. And he's been a secret agent, as I like to say. But Rudiger, form hasn't been there. A bit disappointed in him, but let's hope he can get it back. And we all know he's a good centre-back, and he could play a vital role next season. But this season, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. So the next centre-back is Andres Christensen. And Christensen, for me, 50p head. He can't head a ball to save his life. His heading is so poor. But overall, his feet and the way he is on the ball is decent. So I'll give him credit for that. But this guy was compared to be the next John Terry. He's come through the academy. He was at Mönchengladbach and he looked really impressive, and he's brought back. He just hasn't done it. And I'm quite harsh, I think. But he's been okay. He's had his games. I remember FA Cup semi-final against United. He looked a good player, and he's been solid overall. But I just don't think this guy's going to do it. And similar to Rudiger, I just think I thought he might be an influential part of the team, but he just didn't prove himself. So for that reason, I'll give him the same as Rudiger, and that'll be a 5. Alright, so the best centre-back for me this season has to be Kurt Zouma. He's been brilliant for us. And I just think like he's shown a bit of something that we haven't got, and that's just a bit of desire, getting to the ball first, winning the headers, making important tackles at important times. And this is what the other centre-backs have lacked. But for me, Zouma's been, yeah, like I said, he's been our best centre-back. And he's had a very good season. He's had a few injuries here and there where he's been out of the team. But overall, yeah, definitely our best centre-back. And for that reason, he gets a 7 out of 10. And I feel like next season, Thiago Silva and Zouma link up. That could be a very decent back line to have. But we'll see. But yeah, Zouma last season, just gone, he was our best centre-back. So for that, he gets a 7. So the last centre-back we have is out of favour, Fikayo Tomori. I know he's had his injury problems, but this guy at the start of the season was our best centre-back. And he always looked like he was going to be in the team. His first game against Sheffield United, yeah, the scoreline wasn't good, but we knew that he was going to be a good player. And he is still young, so you've got to give him time. And he has had his injury problems, but yeah, overall, Tomori, we haven't seen enough of him to like decide whether he will be like a massive part of the Chelsea moving forward. But overall, yeah, he had a good start to the season. So for that, I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. So on to the right back side of things. And yeah, I'll start with Reece James. Reece James, offensively, he looks brilliant going forward. Looks like he can put a brilliant cross in, and we haven't seen that for years at Chelsea. But defensively, questionable. The one that stands out was that Cresswell goal when they beat us 1-0, and he didn't do enough. And defensively, you do ask questions, but you've got to give this guy credit. He's come in a shambolic defence, and he has done a good job, and he's what we needed. He's got something about him that he's going to get it stuck in. He's going to win the ball. But for the first season, he's done a good job, and I'll give him credit. And he's been one of the best defenders out of the shambolic line we have. So for that fact, Reece James, I'll give him a 6.5. So yeah, but I expect next season for him to come out and show what he's all about, especially in the defensive area where he needs to improve. We'll talk about Azpilicueta, we like to call him Dave, as a right back. But to be fair, at the end of the season, he did play in that back three as the right centre-back sweeper position. And to be fair, he did do a good job there. But overall, he has played more games in right back. So we talk about his right back performances. So for me, to be fair, going forward, he has scored a few goals. Most notably Ajax when he scored that second goal of that mad comeback. One of the best games of the season. But defensively, again, like he has done a good job in holding players up. But the pace, if he comes up against someone speedy like a Sterling or something, you don't back him anymore like you used to be able to. But that's nothing against Azpilicueta because he's been a brilliant servant for the club. So for that reason, for leading the line and helping out the defence, I'll give him a 7. But I feel like next season he won't play as many games. And if he does, I think we should experiment and try and play him in a centre-back position in a 4 and see how that goes. But yeah, Azpilicueta, the captain, the leader, gets a 7 from me. So left-back positions, and first of all, we'll look at Emerson. Just as it worked, not really. 25 million waste of money in my opinion. To be going forward, he seems alright, but he just hasn't played enough to be able to decide. And like, I just don't think it's ever going to work out. Like, it was a poor signing for me, and I just didn't see it like working out ever. But going forward, he looks alright. But again, defensively, just remember a few goals where he's let left-footed players, Salah, cut in and smash it. Like, just do your defensive work, but he just doesn't. And for that reason, I just think it's never going to work out, but we'll give him a 5. So the second left back is Marcus Alonso, runs down the wing for me and all that. But yeah, he does run down the wing for me, but defensively, this guy, you can't trust him. At the end of the season, he looked good because when Frank reverted to the 5 at the back, when Alonso's on the left wing back, he looked decent. But in a 4, he's not a left back for me, and he never will be. And that's why Chilwell coming in is important for the club moving forward. But overall, Alonso, like I said, he runs down the wing for me and scores goals, but defensively, he just doesn't do it for me. So for that reason, I'll give him a 6 because he has played quite a few games and he has scored important goals. So yeah, 6 for me, but I hope he can improve on his defensive work coming into the next season. Done the defence and the goalkeepers and all that. So we're moving to the midfield, and the first midfielder we're going to talk about is Jorginho. And Jorginho's an interesting one because I don't know how to rank him. How do you rank him? Do you rank him on the way he plays, the formation he's in and all that? Like for Sarri ball, brilliant player, but Lampard, it's not the kind of player Lampard wants, I don't think. And that's why he hasn't played as many games as he would like to. He's kind of like a one-trick pony, if you get what I mean. Not in a negative way, but a way that makes you think like he can only play in that one certain DM role. And if he's not playing there, he can't play anywhere. He likes to take the ball, as we all well know, but overall, I just don't think he's going to suit Frank's style, and that's why we haven't seen him that much this season. So, Jorginho, he has times where he comes on, Palace away, brilliant in that last 10 minutes, controlled that game. But that's all he can do, control that game. He can't go forward and create runs and score goals. He scores penalties, don't get me wrong, perfect at penalties, but that's not what we want. And for a midfielder in Lampard's system, it's not good enough. But 5.5 out of 10 for Jorginho is N'Golo Kante, and arguably one of the best and probably is the best DM in the world. And for me, under Sarri, this guy played, obviously, we all well know, Jorginho in the deep, and he played on the side. And he goes forward, scored a few goals, but his best position is in the CDM role where he can just sit and cut out. But this guy, he's had so many injuries. Injuries have killed this guy this season, but when he has played, he has been obviously a vital part of the team. And hopefully next season, I would keep him, give him another year, get him in that CDM role, working and using his energy, because he won't be able to play for much longer because of what he does. But N'Golo Kante, injuries, that's what you'd like target this guy this season. And for that reason, you give him a 6, just above average, because he has put in some big performances in that holding midfielder role. But let's hope he can have an injury-free next season and he can be back to his best, because you can't not like N'Golo Kante. We have a Ross Barkley, and if there's one way I'd describe this guy, is it's the pre-season Zidane. This guy turns up in pre-seasons. He's always scoring goals. But what happens after that? Rubbish, and I don't think he's good enough. Everton, obviously, he was a good player, and we'd hope to have moved that to Chelsea, but just hasn't done. He's good in pre-season, but overall not good enough, and that's just shown with Frank's selection, not playing many games. Had a few good games in the FA Cup, got the winner at Leicester, and a few bits and bobs like that. But overall, Barkley, 4 out of 10, just below average, because I just don't think this guy is going to do it at Chelsea, and I'd sell him personally. Start Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Ruben, I feel sorry for this guy. That injury picked up before the Baku final, where we won 4-1 against Arsenal. But that injury for Loftus-Cheek is just, I feel sorry for him. The guy would look brilliant before that, and he was a vital part of Sarri's team. But that injury is just, it's not good, is it? It could be, will it make him a less good player? I think it will. I just don't think he might not do it, and that's gutting, because at Palace and all that, he just looked so promising. And I was so excited to see him back. First game, Villa, he started, but has he done much? He hasn't really done much, and that's just worrying, because I want this guy to be a vital part in the midfield going forward, but it's tough. And Ruben, I feel bad for him, like I said, but I'll give Ruben a 5 out of 10. He has played quite a few games post-lockdown, and he runs with the ball well, but he just drifts and he just doesn't get involved like he used to, and it is worrying. But let's hope Ruben will be back fitter and stronger, and yeah, let's hope he does it next season. One I've been looking forward to talking about is that guy, Mateo Kovacic. Hasn't put a foot wrong, has he? Player of the year, deservedly so, and yeah, he got my vote easily, because this guy has been brilliant, running with the ball, making chances, tackling, all of that. He's been class, and that is what Chelsea need, and that's what we're all about. So for me, Kovacic gets an easy 9 out of 10. Could have been a 10 if he just did a little more with goals and assists. But running with the ball, like I said, creating chances, brilliant from Kovacic. And we need more of that next season. And for me, yeah, definitely easy player of the year for me. Talked about our player of the season, player of the year. Now we're going to talk about the young player of the year, Mason Mount. Brilliant player. And he showed his class right through the academy. And he's given his chance this season under Frank. And just the fact that Frank trusts him is so vital. And you can see his qualities. Like, overall, his energy is amazing. Like, his press is insane. And that's what Lampard wants. This guy creates goals, makes chances, everything you need. And he's been a vital part of this team. So for that reason, he gets a 9 out of 10. Same as Kovacic. Right, so Billy Gilmour completes the midfielders. But Billy Gilmour, where do we start? He looks brilliant. He looks like he's going to be a vital part of Chelsea moving forward. And we can only take a few games that Billy's played. Everton, Liverpool, amazing performances. And where he's just controlled and got man of the match in both of them games, which is class. So for that reason, Billy Gilmour gets an easy 8 out of 10. Let's just hope he comes back from his injury and he can hit the ground running like he has been doing. So for that, yeah, easy 8 out of 10 for Billy. And let's just hope he can do it again next season when he's back fit. To the forwards positions, and the first one we're going to be looking at is Tammy Abraham. The way I sum this guy up, amazing start, average, middle, poor end. Literally started on fire, hat-trick at Wolves, getting goals, 2 against Sheffield United. Looked brilliant. And he looked like he was going to be the striker to end the season, but he just weren't meant to be. The one I do remember, Arsenal 2-0 when he got that injury. And ever since then, he just looked, he hasn't done it. He doesn't offer us much. Doesn't look like he's going to score. He's almost like he's lacked his confidence, and for that reason he's going to get a 7 out of 10. But he has scored and was our top goal scorer, so that is, we have to pay big respect to Tammy Abraham for that. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for Tammy. Let's hope next season he can learn from Timo Werner and Giroud and become that striker, second striker that we need. And so the next striker is Olivier Giroud, and this guy has been brilliant and he's still doing it for us. Massive importance to the end of the season with his aerial ability and coming in at such an important time where we were fighting on all fronts for all the competitions. And this guy, I feel like he was the reason why we got top 4, honestly. His link-up play, his hold-up play is just what Tammy needs to be. But yeah, Giroud, brilliant player, and he gets a solid 7.5 out of 10 for the end of the season. Brilliant. Very important. Next, we'll look at Callum HudsonOdoi, and I'd have loved to see this guy play more games, but he just didn't. And there's probably a reason for that, and there's probably a number of reasons for that. First of all, his injury. Reminds me of Loftus-Cheek, similar injury, and they need more time to be able to get back to where they were. And this guy looked brilliant before he got injured, but unfortunately he did, so that has hindered his season. But overall, give him a solid 5 out of 10, average player. Maybe the only thing is he could have tracked back more. I've seen him, he's a bit lazy. I don't want to sound like a proper manager, but for me, like, I just feel like if he wasn't as lazy and he'd put and track back and help the fullbacks, and he could have played more games. But I'll never know that, obviously. But yeah, for me, like, I'll give him a 5 out of 10, solid but average. Right, so this guy, Christian Pulisic, Captain America, and this guy, Hazard replacement, brilliant. The games he has played, he has looked up there with Kovacic for player of the year. But unfortunately, he's had his injury spells where he's been out for big parts of the season. So Kovacic is obviously player of the season. But yeah, Pulisic, the games he has played, like, he's just been brilliant. Hat-trick at Burnley. That just showed everyone what a talent he is. But yeah, Pulisic gets an 8.5. I'm hoping next season with Werner, Ziyech, Kai Havertz pending, that these players will help Pulisic get right up there with the goals. Because that's the one thing he does lack, is he doesn't get as many goals as we had liked. But let's hope next season that he's banging in the goals. And yeah, so Pulisic gets a solid 8.5. Last player is Michy Batshuayi, and yeah, no one can forget the goal he scored at West Brom to win us a league in 2017. But this season, he hasn't played enough to be able to rate him really. But he has had games in the EFL Cup where he scored against Man United, I remember. But yeah, overall, you can't really give him a rating. But if I was to give him a rating, probably a 3 or 4, to be honest. And there's a reason why Frank hasn't been playing him. And with the additions of Werner, you can see this guy moving on. I think Batshuayi will move on. And good luck to him. And let's see whether Chelsea regret selling him. But yeah, Batshuayi 3, I'll give him. Last up is Frank Lampard. And for Frank, he gets a solid 8 out of 10. He got what we wanted, top 4. And he could have had a trophy, which would have made it a 9. But yeah, top 4 is very important, and it's allowed us to bring in the signings we have. And let's just hope Frank gets it right next season, makes us less inconsistent, and let's hope we do it and Chelsea can get back to winning league titles with him. But yeah, that's my player ratings for the last season, just gone. And let's hope next season I'll be putting the players higher up in the rankings. But thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, letting me know whether you would have changed any of my player ratings. But until next time, more videos will be coming at 6 PM. So thank you all for watching.